You can talk, because we're just going to put music.
Alright guys, after we have installed our front panel and the power switch, the LEDs and all that, and the USB and the audio for the front.
And the power supply.
And we have installed the power supply. So next on the list right here, you always install your RAM first before you put in your graphics card. So right here we have 8 gigs of HyperBlue DDR3 RAM. Running at 1666 megahertz. So just line it up into the slot and just push in so you get a snap and it's nice and tight. So after that you have your RAM installed, and right here we have a 6670. It's kind of a low profile graphics card, but it runs mighty fine. So, you haters out there, don't be hating. Alright, so, before anything, you can see this is a dual slot graphics card. And make sure you have 2 slots punched out for the graphics card itself. So I'm just going to put the screws in. So it's nothing where this graphics card requires a PCI 6-pin adapter or an 8-pin adapter. Nothing above that, because it's a lower profile, but still a good card. So put the screws in. Maybe after this, I mean, you have a hard drive to put in. Alright, so that's in. We have 500 gigabyte hard drive, and we have these. We don't have a CD drive because I kind of forgot that, but it still doesn't matter. So these, I'll show you here. It locks in, locks out. They go in there. It's just easy. So on the other side, we're going to put this hard drive back up here. Lift up the case. The other side, there. Wow, there is none. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, they're right here. Alright, so once I have received the locking mechanisms for the hard drive, which part of it just fell out, we're going to slide the hard drive into the slot. Well, I don't have the SATA cable, but I have to go grab that. Alright, we have our SATA cable, which is required. Our serial ATA. Because you guys are like, you guys didn't say it right. Alright, so we have our locking mechanisms. They're up there. All you are is just going to bring the hard drive down, find an empty slot. So usually where there's like metal tabs that are sticking out. There you go, actually. So I'm going to grab my locking mechanisms. This is not like for every other case. This is just for this case.
Most Cooling Masters.
Yeah, most Cooling Master case has. I'm going to install on the other side too, just to make this computer full. That'd be a half-assed job with half the screws and don't like that. So, there is a lot of cable management to be done, which we'll take on. Alright, so this end, well, this end goes into the hard drive. So, where your data part is, I like to call it. so on the hard drive, you'll plug that in.
Don't
And
most
this
people
one goes
know
to the
these as?
main board.
Don't people know these as ribbon? They're like ribbon cables
Yeah,
too.
like IDE cables, the older inference type. So, these ones snap in, but most don't. Seth kind of went nice and got nice parts. He didn't want his computer to be a shitty computer. So, surprisingly, he has ties that do some cable management. Because you have those zip ties that came with it. Now they have hard drive, or they have power supplies that you can remove all this. They have like cables you can remove.
Really?
Yeah. Alright, so plug your power end into your hard drive. Yeah, I should all do that. Now, a full copy of Windows 7 is installed onto this computer, so we're not going through that. I'll just make sure all your cables are tight, they're in. The cable management, right now we'll just put these cables not far enough where they're going to get taken by the fans, but at least some cable management has to go on inside the computer. Just keep things ventilated, etc. Make that sit on top of your graphics card. Alright, so we have one more fan that needs to be installed, which we have an adapter. This is a micro ATX motherboard. It doesn't have this doesn't have 3 CPU fans. Or it has 1 CPU fan, 1 case fan. Alright, so there you go. The computer is built. Any questions, just post them, comment, subscribe. Peace, nigga. This is it running Skyrim. Yeah, it's very, very nice.
John, what you want right now.
Let's run it.